Hello, and welcome to another episode of Design Tips and Sips. I'm Anna Gibson with AKG Design Studio. This is the show that brings you design tips, lifestyle, and health. And today we are sipping on some Magnum. So what is Magnum? Magnum is, making noise already. It's a Scottish cream liqueur. And if you know me, I love my cream liqueur. So Bailey's, there's also another Mexican one called 1921, but this one is specifically from Scotland and is based on whiskey. So I need a little pick me up today. Sorry for the American audience. I don't think it's available in the US, but if you have somebody traveling to Scotland, make sure they'll pick it up. And the bottle is metal, so you can actually use it for your camping when you're done. So cheers. All right, so what the heck are we gonna be talking about this episode? This is the frequently asked questions. So that we have a lot of questions that we get on our website, on our YouTube, TikTok. So we're gonna answer all these questions that are burning in your minds today. So let me get rid of that without making too much noise. There you go. That Magnum is making me happy. So the first and most important question is, why hire an interior designer? I am an interior designer. I'm actually certified in several levels. So I am a certified kitchen and bathroom designer. And I'm also certified in CLIP. CLIP is living in place. So not only I had to go through a lot of education to get my certification as a kitchen and bathroom designer, meaning I understand everything from construction wall to electrical code to mechanical to the last detail of your design, but I'm also CLIP certified. CLIP is living in place. Back in the day, we used to call it aging in place, but we are no longer aging in place. We now know that we have life happen in different ages. So whether it's a kid playing soccer that broke their leg, whether it's my own husband that played rugby and broke his leg, different health issues that we have during our life that impact our ability to use our homes. So this way now it's called living in place, and making sure that our places are not just beautiful and functional, but also safe and are ready for use, whatever your ability is. So that kind of puts us way ahead, the interior decorator that are looking at window treatments and pillows and stuff like that, which is, don't get me wrong, it's an art within itself. But when you work with interior designer that has those type of certification, you are working also with somebody that has a lot of more technical abilities. So really, why hire an interior designer? This is where we are to come and help you make sure that your house is safe, functional, and beautiful. So when you hire a certified interior designer, you're really hiring somebody that's gonna look at all three aspects of your design: the safety, the functionality, and the beauty. And as I said, there's going to be probably a lot of people in your life, a lot of influencers that you're following everywhere that can create beautiful spaces and look at it. But if at the end of the day, they're not safe to use and they're not functional, it's really not worth the investment that you're going to put into it. Another thing is, because we're looking at all these type of aspects of your design, we're actually going to be saving you money. So yeah, so maybe it looks like upfront that it's a big cost to hire a designer, but because we make sure that all these details are correct from the get-go, that means that your remodeling project will move much smoother and also will cost you less money because there's going to be no mistakes. A lot of times when we see people that do their own remodel and do their own selections, or even ordering, we see a lot of the mistakes, ordering the wrong faucet sizes, ordering the wrong light bulbs, ordering the wrong tile. I have a client that just walked into my office just for a quick consultation, and she brought me a tile that her daughter selected for her. And I was absolutely in shock because that is clearly marked that then I could recognize from my experience that that tile is not suitable to be on the floor. And lo and behold, when we checked the specification, it was not, because it had glass, metal, really sharp areas that absolutely does not make it suitable for the floor. So that would have been a really, really costly mistake if they would purchase that tile, install it on the floor. It was supposed to be a really large bathroom, and it was not a cheap tile. So that would have been a couple of $1,000s of a mistake, if not more. So again, this is just a couple of the things that why hiring an interior designer is really, really important. Also, your contractors are absolutely fabulous. They have a lot of years in experience, but they're not designers. They look at the space, they kind of understand the space, but they don't understand your lifestyle. They don't understand your family. They don't understand what you're looking for and what do you want to achieve for the place. So working with an interior designer first, then bringing your contractor in, that's really the process that we like to follow. So hire interior designer, call me, you know where to find me. Okay, next question. Let's see what we have. How much does interior designer cost? Good question. We all charge in a different ways. And so I can speak to other designers. We usually work on a flat fee for our designs, meaning that we estimate how many hours, at least in my head, in our background, how many hours is going to take me to work on your project. And based on that, we come with an estimate. But most of the time, it's just around 10% of your remodeling budget. We do offer a couple of smaller packages if you just need a consultation. For example, if you have a super, super small project like picking colors, picking tile, maybe something that you just need our eyes, we do have a package called Designer for the Day, which gives you only 10 hours. So again, it's suitable only for a very small space area or somebody that just really needs a quick consultation, not for a full project. Trust me, those 10 hours go by way faster than possible. But that's why we like to work on a flat fee, because at the end of the day, if you have a question or we selected, let's say, a chandelier for you, and you decided that you had a nightmare in your sleep and you decided that you don't like it, you can call us in the morning and like, hey, can we put a hold on that? Let's select something else so you feel more comfortable that we can go and collaborate together and make sure that the process is smooth for you and not worried that now that you selected that chandelier, you stuck with that, or now it's going to cost you more to reselect it because now it's another hour or two of selection that needs to be done by your designer. So this is how we work. Not all designers work like that. There's a lot of designers that work by the square foot of the house, especially when it's a large new home construction. Most interior decorators work by the square foot. There's some designers that work by the hour. Again, for me, I find it really stressful because you never know how many hours at the end of the day that project is going to cost you, because it can be 5 hours, 10 hours, 50 hours, and you don't really have a lot of control over that. So that's why early in my career, when we started the business, we decided that we are working on a flat fee. It makes working with us feel much more smoother and not as stressful because you know exactly what's going to be your cost when you're done with that. So this is how we work. Wherever designer you work with, make sure you check with them how they work. All right. Next up, what do we have here? Can you help me stick to my budget? Yes, but all right. So that is a really, really good question, is can you help me stick to my budget? Yes, but. So if you have a realistic expectation from your budget, yes, we can actually help you do that. But a lot of times what happens is we have clients that are coming with unrealistic expectations, especially with this time and age when we have so much fluctuation in the market. A lot of prices are going up. We have a lot of issues with the tariffs, which I'll answer that question in just a minute. And people haven't, and most people, I'm sure you are too, haven't remodeled their home in 10, 15, sometimes 30 years. And the prices that you talked to your contractor about 5 years ago when you started to think about it is not the prices that are existing right now. We had so much that went up in the market. We had COVID, now we have tariffs. It feels like every couple of years we have something going on that really tosses the market upside down as far as pricing. So those packaged bathrooms and all that stuff do not exist anymore. And so, but we do try to work within your budget. And that's why starting to work with a designer first help us be that budget. I always feel that I am the master of ceremonies. I am the conductor of the symphony here, because when we start with a design, we work on a design, we have a layout. Now we have a layout that we give our contractor to bid on. So from the get-go, we're much more efficient, because if you bring a contractor and he's just standing and looking at the space, he doesn't know what you actually want from the space. So he's give you a rough pricing that can be anywhere between 10% to 50% wrong, because by the time we're done with the design, we totally changed the space. We moved the sinks from one side to the other. We added this, we added that. And the contractor is not aware of. So bringing a contractor from the get-go is really, really not helpful for that situation. And that's why we're starting with the functional, with the space design. Then we bring the contractor in to make sure that now he knows what he's actually bidding on. And the contractor prices are a bit more fixed than our prices, because it doesn't matter if he needs to remove a wall, that is a fixed cost. It's not going to change. It might change between different contractors, but if that wall needs to be removed, it needs to be removed. So then this way, his costs are pretty fixed. The only thing that will fluctuate between this cost with the contractor is if we give him two different designs. And a lot of times we do try to push the envelope with our clients. So we give them one design and the other, and then we try to compare the benefits of the changes in the space versus the cost and make a decision what's going to be most efficient. And to give you a hint, most of our clients do choose to go with the layout that pushes the envelope. It makes that space just a little bit more fabulous. So get ready to have me push your envelope a little bit. I am not going to submit your designs that you think are what you're going to see. There's definitely going to be surprise. And I love, love, love surprising my clients with out-of-the-box solutions that they did not expect. But going back to the topic, after we get the quote from the contractor, now I know how much money we have left in the budget in order to spend it on the actual material. And here we have a lot of flexibility, right? Because we can choose a tile that's going to be $5 per square foot. We can choose tile that's going to be $125 per square foot. But this is where my job comes in, because I am aware of the pricing. I know what's available in the market, so you don't have to be running around. If we decided that we want green tile, I know which green tile is going to be budget friendly to your budget, to your investment, versus tile that is going to be out of this world. Now, again, we will be pushing the envelope a little bit. And while we're working on that process, you might fall in love with something and decide to push the envelope a little bit, but it's your decision, and you know that you're going to be over budget due to those restraints. So quick examples, I had a client that decided to blow it up on appliances. So from a regular package, GE, your basic run of the mill, he decided to go all out and get Thermador. So now we are like probably 25 to 30,000 over budget. But again, it was what he wanted. He was well aware of it, and we rolled it into the design and make it happen. I also have clients that fell in love with this absolutely beautiful hand-painted tile. And we looked at some other options, and none of the other options was actually as beautiful. Luckily, it wasn't such a big kitchen. So even though we went from 25 to 125, at the end of the day, it was probably about $1,500 difference in the budget. So again, we keep a very clear line of communication with you to make sure that you know what is the budget, where we are, if things are going to cost more. And we also have very clear spreadsheets with all the costs that you can review during the process, so you are well aware of where we are. So yeah. Budget is definitely something that is very important to us when we're working with you, because we want you to be happy with everything. And like I tell my clients, I don't love working in circles. And if I, quote unquote, sold you a beautiful design and it's now triple the budget, I'm going to be the one who needs to go back into the drawing board to make sure that we redo that design with selections that are now fitting your budget. And I don't like to disappoint my clients. So can I stick with it budget? Hopefully, yeah, for the most part, yes, we can do it. Another great question we come across a lot is how involved I'm going to be with the design process. And this is really up to you. It can be as little or less that you want. In the beginning of the process, we sit with you and we learn about you, your family, your lifestyle. We want to know everything. Yes, and it's going to get intimate, because if we're working on your bedroom and bathroom, we need to know a lot about habits that you have in private spaces. Same goes to the kitchen, but we want to know everything, colors that you like, and even stuff that you don't like, and colors that you don't like. Because if you telling me, oh, I want this bathroom black and white, I might throw some color in there, again, just to push the envelope a little bit and see what we can do. But if you didn't tell me that you hate the color red and now I'm showing you a design with red, we're not off to a good start. So I really want to know all the stuff you like and you don't like. You like a bidet, you don't like a bidet. You like to cook, you don't like to cook. I feel people have strong opinions about hardware. Like some people, their fingers get stuck in a handle, so they prefer to have a knob. So there's some of the things that I really like to know. And then after that, it really depends. We have a lot of clients that are super busy. Most of them are not even in the country when we're talking to them. And they love to travel and spend their time not dealing with their spaces. That's why they hire us. So what we do, we create all the designs, we create all the selections, and they're just there to approve. You say, yes, yes, love it, and this is great. Now, if you have all the time of your life and you want to be involved and be like, hey, Anna, I was up all night because I can't sleep at night and I found this fabulous chandelier, by all means, feel free to send it to me and I'll see if it actually fits into design. Most of the time, it doesn't always happen this way. Some clients has better vision and understanding the vision that we're creating. So we're able to incorporate some of the pieces that they're selecting. And some clients are just, hey, I really, really like that pink chandelier, when we're actually doing something totally the other direction. So we kindly try to see, hey, maybe we can put that pink chandelier in a different space or use it differently. But we are welcome your input. Just remember, you hired us for a reason, and we're here to make your life simple. Like, I have a client last week that asked me like, oh, well, like which tile shops we should go to. I'm like, you don't need to go anywhere. This is why I am here for you. I am the one who's going to be feeding you the information, giving you the information, and you're the one that just needs to click and point and say, yes, I love it. I don't. Let's get another solution and move forward. So we love to collaborate with our clients, but we also want to make sure that you understand that you hired us to create that vision for you. And yes, so you can be as involved or not involved as you want in the design process. Just a last quick question is, do you work with existing furniture or can incorporate sentimental items? So this is a good question. It's also a good question for bathroom and kitchen and other spaces. So because again, we don't really do interior decor as part or as a standalone service, but we do it as part as larger project. But we love incorporating existing materials, whether it's in your family room, kitchen, bathrooms, whatever it is, because because anything that we can save from the landfill, I absolutely love doing it. So we actually worked on kitchen and bathrooms where we reuse vanities, cabinetry, repainted cabinetry, reuse countertops. We even, in a house that we helped build from the ground up, we had some leftover granite that we converted into furnishing in the hallway. So anything that we can use, we love using it. A lot of times, if you do have heirloom pieces, we actually use them as the inspiration for the space. We had a client that she had beautiful plates that she inherited from her aunt, and we actually used that colors as the inspiration for the place and make sure that they have beautiful spot to be displayed when we were done with her kitchen. So if you do have pieces like that, absolutely, it really creates the starting point for the design for us. And we want to make sure that we highlight that. And again, anything that we can keep out of the landfill, that is a plus for us. So we're not afraid of reusing, redesigning. Check out this Arlington kitchen that is, we actually reused 99% of the cabinetry on that project. Their backsplash is actually reused skateboard from a company called The Board. And yeah, so we can do wonderful things with what you have existing in your space. So this is all the time we have for today. And what else? If you love that episode, make sure you click and sign up and subscribe. If you want to be on the show and you have some good topic to share with our audience, make sure you email me. All the information is below. If you are not subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe and ring the bell to make sure that you know when is the next episode is coming. If you want to share something that you love to sip, let us know as well so we can sip it together while we are doing our next show. So, but beyond that, I'm Anna Gibson with AKG Design Studio, and thank you for being with us today.